All right, been a long day. Must be about 6:30 or so. So we got our front end all put back together again. Brand new tire on. Everything's all balanced up. Got the brakes on it. This was started. Must have started about 1 o'clock at noon. Yeah, but this afternoon. And anyway, had just put all new plugs in it. Let me see. Changed the oil. I swapped out. Went with wild, crazy neighborhood. Went with this 2050. Some of this 2050 stuff come from the dollar store. I do that kind of stuff all across America. Thousands and thousands of miles on dollar store oil. 2050. But I had 1540 Delvac in her. I ran out to New York earlier this year, and but we're headed west. We're headed out to California to see the kids, and getting hot out there. So I like to run 2050, and always have. They shift better, it runs better, and on and on and on. And so I pulled the oil out of it and swapped into 2050. That's done. Got the new plugs in it. Got the new tire, new brakes on the front. Let me see. What else did I do today? Been busy. I got other videos of this. Anyway, and so now I'm moving over to the back wheel. And this will be my third tire this year. And I haven't ridden very little. It doesn't seem like. How in the world does that happen? But you'll see this back tire is not that bad a shape. This is one that I spoon on. It's probably half gone, which stands to reason. It's probably got about 3,500 miles on it, 4,000 miles on it. 3,500. Let's see. It had 20. I think it was 2,300. I spooned her on back before we went out to the unveiling of the new Yamaha Venture. Where was that at? Lake George in New York. And we toured the mountains out there. Boy, that was a great ride and stuff. Tire did just fantastic. This is a $45 tire that I picked up. Can't remember what kind it was again. Oh yeah, Challenger. It's a Challenger made by. This is part of the thing of getting old. The guys on the website are going to go crazy when they see this because it was seems like just yesterday I was on there telling them, bragging about this. Yeah, it's a Challenger anyway. Kenda, there we go. It's Kenda. So I did Lake George, and we did a whole bunch of riding here in Michigan. I'm thinking the thing's got like probably 3,200 miles on it, pushing close to 4. And it's still got a lot of tread left on it. All right, it's doing good. It's doing a fine job. The only problem is we're going out to the West Coast, and I'm in Michigan, and it's hot out there. And I've experienced this before. Have to leave here with at least a brand new tire on the back, because we carry a fair amount of weights, my wife and I, and sleeping bag on the back and all that kind of stuff. And usually my tires like this, maybe 5,000 miles, maybe 4 to 6, somewhere in there. Okay. I had one, I think, that got close to 6,000, but the rest of them been 4,000 miles or so. If I don't leave here with a brand new tire, I have to swap it out on the way across the country. You know, you get down to Big Bend down in Texas, or I'm out in Utah. Had been down in Arizona, then we rode up by Utah, and I wore out a 404 in the desert heat, a Dunlop 404, and wound up having to swap on a new one. Moab, they wanted just about $200 for that $80 tire that I picked up here. I couldn't do it. I'm like, I can't do it. So I went to Richfield, I think it was, and found one at the Yamaha shop there for I think it was 125 or something like that. And I took it all apart like I'm doing right here in their parking lot, and took it in, and they still charged me like $25 or something to put it on, because I didn't have my doggone bead breaker. I couldn't break the bead. I had my spoons, but you know, it's just one of those things. So I tried a pallet. I tried using a pallet and everything else to break the bead on it. I couldn't get it to break. So, and on a tire machine, $25. So anyway, and then that tire I had to swap it out when I got to, it was another 404. Man, it is so weird at all. So I got out to my daughter's house in Sacramento, and by then it was wore out again, and I bought another new tire, and there I spooned it out again. So I've learned my lesson through the years. Leave here if you're going cross country and you're going to be in the desert heat. Have new tires, especially the back. My back tires will go 3, sometimes 4 to 1 compared to the front. So, all right. So here we are. I just put a new Shinko on the front. That's a brand new Shinko Tourmaster. And here's what I'm putting on the back now. This is probably going to end up finishing this tomorrow, but I thought I'd get the video started. So there's the brand new Shinko for the back. Brand spanking new. That was the front one was, I don't know, $60, $70. And I think this one was $80, $85 shipped. But I'll see where it came from. I can't remember where I bought it from. Rider's discount. Down in Holland, Michigan. I bought it down there and it was shipped. And it was like $80 or something. And not a bad looking tire. I know I got friends that have run these a lot. I ran one time and ran a and it had less than 1,000 miles on it. Ran a chunk of steel through it, and that was the last time that I had a chance to run one. That was down in Johnson City, Tennessee, and I got pictures of the bike sitting on the side of the highway and all tore apart and all that good kind of stuff. Let's see here. I was going to see if I can find you a build date on this tire. You can find these things really, really reasonable. I was shocked. Max speed 149 miles an hour, so it's a high-speed tire. Where's the build date on it? Good grief. Anyway, looking for the build date stamp. Oh, I think that's it right there. 17, right there. 0917. How can it be 0917? It ain't even 0917 yet. Nah, it's 17th year. It's a brand new tire. So. Anyway, so that's that. That's going to go on there tomorrow. That's the Tourmaster 230. Matches the front tire. And here's what I do. Here's how I do it. Just so everybody knows. Swap it out a tire on a Venture. For the back tire, now the front tire you don't have to have this, but you see all this hardware? Ta-da! Okay, and I've got a brace that I built up, and I put a Honda CB750 rack on the back of the bike to carry the tent sleeping bag combination and all this stuff. There's my spare fuel tank. I don't want to have to dismantle all this stuff. The bike came with a bunch of really gorgeous chrome bumper, all that stuff. I can't have that stuff because it gets in my way when I got to work on it. So it's all off and gone. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff, and it's for sale. I got all the chrome off this bike. I got a bunch of it. Just leave me a message if you're looking for any stuff. But anyway, so what I do for the back tire is need a board, 2x4, just a 2x like that right there, and I rock it up, put the center stand down, and rock it up on one side, slide the board under, then rock it up on the other side, just raise the bike 1.5 inches, 1 3/4, whatever the width of a 2x4 is. It's supposed to be 2 inches. So anyway, and then got to pull the saddlebag. Just pop the saddlebag off, and then the pipe. Okay, this side pipe, not the other side, just this side pipe and this saddlebag. That's this bolt. This guy right here. The pipe's laid right over there. Get that off, and then then it's a simple matter of here's your brake bolt. See this right here? I got this already all loosened up. See that, bro? Okay, out. Okay, and loosened up. I smack the side of this caliper right there with a rubber mallet, a couple of wraps to loosen that piston up, loosen that piston up, loosen the pads up a little bit so she'll rock on the rotor. So that's loose. Okay, loosen this bolt up, and now we got to loosen up the axle and And that is that nut right there, that king nut with a whatchamacallit through it, pin through it, and you take that off, and then you pull the axle out, and I'm going to do that.